Good Tuesday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and holy inflation Batman. Dow is down 1,100 points I thought Mumbles McShitty Pants a month ago said inflation's at zero. Everybody remember that? About a month ago, the president said inflation's at zero. It was clearly a lie, right? He meant like month over month, inflation was zero. Inflation's up at like 8%. And if we still calculated inflation the way we used to calculate inflation, we're at about 17 to 18% inflation. And take a look at the market today. Implosion, man, from 4,100. I mean, the S&P 500 is down 3.5% right now, almost 150 points. I was looking at a little bit of a bull put spread earlier, but check this out. Here's what our Max Afterburner group does. People like Ponch, people like Dennis, they were dogfighting, man. Check this out. They turned potentially losing trades on the S&P 500 into winning trades. When did Ponch do that? Right when I said, look at this, folks, at 2:10 p.m., what did I say? Feeling a slam into the close, maybe 39.50. About 28 minutes or 38 minutes later, here it comes, and then slam. I'm pretty damn good at this stuff. What time was that? Men lie, numbers don't. At 2:10, let's go back here. 2:10, where's 2:10? Right there, and then what happened? I said, I feel a slam into the close, and then a little later, right there, I said, here it comes. And then what happened? Slam. If you're in the Max Afterburner group or the Hunters, you got all of that intel. Here it comes. So you could have dog fought a trade that looked like a loss today for a profit. This is what I do in Full Throttle. I will teach you how to do that. Folks, if you didn't register for Full Throttle yet, you still have, 2, Wednesday, Thursday. You still have 3. I might even add on another free brief because the market's imploding and a lot of you don't know what the hell to do. Inflation, war, Biden bear market, and we're crushing it. Okay? Head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT and you can register for the remaining free live trade briefs. And by the way, every once in a while, I pick a random new Full Throttle member to fly in one of my fighter jets. If you missed last night, my welcome aboard brief, one for the ages, don't worry about it. Or you missed the primary live trade brief today, don't worry about it. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT replay. That stands for Full Throttle Replay, and you can watch today's brief. And by the way, here's what I slipped on the replay page as well. This is last night. This is the welcome aboard brief. Here's what I also just put on the replay page. This is my initial medicine journey debrief. It's on YouTube, but you can get to it on my replay page. If you go on YouTube and you search Wiz Initial Journey Debrief, it's got over 1,000 views, but if you can either go to YouTube and search Wiz Initial Journey Debrief, or just go to our replay page, go.topgunoptions.com/FT replay, because I got a lot of questions after my welcome aboard brief. Apparently, a lot of you are new to the Top Gun Options universe, and you're like, I thought I was getting a welcome aboard brief for a trading service. You did. You also got a welcome aboard brief for healing, for potential life-saving treatment, for trauma, PTSD, depression, anxiety, everything that ails you. We take a holistic approach to trading here at Top Gun Options. You will be a horrible trader if your mind, body, and soul aren't in one piece. So make sure you check out my initial medicine journey debrief. If you have any questions about that, make sure you join me, because Thursday. On Thursday, we're going to do accelerated retirement, and the one sector I'm bullish on as this market whips all over the place, being all volatile and everything like that, is the psychedelic space. Make sure you also, if you're not you don't want to watch a video about it, you can listen to my Max Afterburner podcast. It's episode number 7. So, and you ready for this? Today is September 13th. Guess what happened last September 13th? The Max Afterburner podcast got airborne. Today, look at this, since September 13th, 2021. This is the 1-year anniversary of the Max Afterburner podcast. How'd we do in a year? We are in the top 2.5% of all podcasts on the planet. Now, if you saw that, you did immediately what I would do. How many are there on the planet? 2.926710. 2.9 million podcasts in the world. The Max Afterburner podcast in 1 year has climbed into the top 2.5%. Again, if you want to listen to my medicine debrief, you're not a YouTube video watcher, you can listen to my Max Afterburner debrief. Episode 7, lucky number 7, is where I debrief the medicine. Okay? And the recent podcast, episodes 38 and 39, with Slider, former F-14 guy, had a weapons delivery go horribly wrong, killed 3 generations of innocent Iraqis, man. Just absolutely heartbreaking. And Slider, he went from the depths of literally hell, potential suicide, to healing. And you can too. All right, let's get into it. Ukraine has caught the dog, folks. Pushing back on Russia, which is great. That's awesome. Wonder why all the Russians just literally ran and have cleared out of every area. Will he use a nuclear weapon? Hell, last week, the Ukrainian military chief said the use of nuclear weapons can't be ruled out. Like his soldiers, is Putin doomed? Ladies and gentlemen, I would love nothing for Vladimir Putin to disappear, to go away, to be overthrown, whatever it is. We have to consider a horrific possibility. And the reason I'm talking about this is trading. The Dow being down over 1,000 points on hot inflation numbers. Tell me how you think the Dow is going to look on hot Europe. Folks, tactical, and we're not talking Hiroshima type of stuff, folks. We're talking tactical nuclear weapons could be used. What do you think the market's going to do? What do you think look at the VIX today. The VIX, big spike in the VIX. The VIX is at 26 right now. Could you imagine if a nuke was used in Europe? VIX is at 50 to 75. The S&P 500 is down at about 2,500. Potentially could happen. This is why you need to be a TGO, because I'm going to brief you and keep you in the loop on all these things. But anyway, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? How was the inflation? When Joe Biden took office, inflation was like 1.4%. It was 1 with a decimal point. Over 8. And looking at Claude Van Damme, the press secretary right now, like celebrating. It's gross. It's disgusting. You're burning from inflation. I'm burning from inflation. And the Fed's doing nothing. Democrats are spending more money. More. How do we bring inflation down? We spend more money. What fucking planet do you live on where that makes sense? Well, the same planet where you call something an Inflation Reduction Act when it really doesn't do that. The same planet where 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth is a recession. No, it's not anymore. Why is it not anymore? Because it's us and we're changing the definition. So, folks, we're all burning from inflation and the Fed's doing nothing about it. Most likely the Fed will still raise 75 basis points next week. And as I'm talking to you, I'm going to go back over to here and look at the S&P 500. SPX, where are we going to? 39.50. We're at 39.55. We are going to slam right down to 39.50 by the close. It's 308 right now. Guarantee you we hit 39.50. If you had listened to me, if you were in the Max Afterburner group or the Hunters, you could have made some awesome money like folks in these groups are doing. I'm going to teach you how to do all this stuff. It ain't rocket surgery. There's a 0%. No, it's not zero. I mean, there's a slight probability that we get a full point increase. Excuse me. That should have happened already if Jerome Powell was doing his job 8, 9, however many months ago when we had that 40-year high inflation number. I looked at the Top Gun Options members and I said, when's the emergency press conference with the Fed emergency rate hike for a full point? That'll show us that he's fighting inflation. Never happened. And it won't happen because the Fed is scared of a taper tantrum, of markets imploding, and it's showing up in the market. People are forgoing crash insurance. They're not buying puts because they believe, and right now it's FOMO. We had this rip your face off rally for the past month and a half. Fear of missing out is gripping the big money. Why? Because the market, first of all, it's correct, but the market is convinced that Jerome Powell will cut rates at the first sign of trouble. And it's right. Right in front of an election, Jerome Powell does not want a stock market imploding. So over the next couple of days, I think we kind of melt back down to 3,900, but we're going to get a snapback, folks. This was a smack in the face. Tomorrow morning, we're going to get PPI. This morning, we got CPI. Tomorrow morning, we're going to get PPI. If that comes in hot, too, we're going to have the next couple of days of implosion, of tantrum, just like we did after the Jackson Hole comments. We imploded down to 3,900. We nailed that, by the way. After the J-Hole meeting, I said 3,900. Then I said we're going to go up to the intersection of the 50 and 100. I got that wrong because it went up and through it. So that was, and then 3,900 back. We're going to establish a little bit of a base here, rip your face off rally into the end of the year. Now, we might have a little bit of a shit show towards the end of the month in October. That's a seasonality that usually happens in September and October. But folks, after Halloween, man, put it away. People beat the hell out of each other for flat screen TVs. You get a Santa Claus rally into the end of the year. Now, all bets are off. War between Israel and Iran, nuclear war in Eastern Europe, or God forbid, China, Taiwan. There are a lot of potential black swan events out there, but here at Top Gun Options, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to brief you on those eventualities, and we're going to contingency plan in case those things happen. Okay, so we're opening up the doors tomorrow. I already see some people who have purchased their membership. We only let 50 when we do a full throttle, and some of you used your brains because on the replay page, there's actually buttons to buy. I forgot to take those off. So if you're smart, you can already join. So there aren't 50 slots. I think there's about 43 left because about 7 people after today's brief figured out where they can already buy. So I was too lazy to pull the replay buttons off. So there's the replay page. Make sure you watch my initial medicine journey debrief. Please watch this. If you're struggling, if you know people who are struggling, or you're doing great and you want to print money potentially on the psychedelic space, which is the only place on the face of the planet where I could not be more bullish. Okay, I got to get going. Have a great rest of your day. Look at that, 39.52. By the time I finish this brief, by the time I say happy hunting, make sure you hedge, maybe we're at 39.50. I made that call right there. I said I feel a slam into the close at 210. About 38 minutes later, I said, here it comes, and then slam. Boom. Have a great rest of your day. God bless. Fights on, and namaste.